What's happening, people? Harry Scarfe here. I'm 16 years old and a football content creator and YouTuber, doing a video today for Chris Cowlin. That is your transfer news update and Premier League news. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Appreciate this opportunity. So thank you, Chris Cowlin. So let's go through firstly all the headlines, and we'll get into dissecting them a little bit later. Firstly, David Ornstein reports that Arsenal have completed the signing of Christian Norgard from Brentford. Price for 31-year-old midfielder, £10 million plus £2 million bonuses. Medical and personal terms are done. Announcement due this week is viewed as a good deal for Arsenal and Brentford and Denmark International. So there we go. Newcastle have already booked medical tests for Anthony Elanga, reports Fabrizio Romano. It's all done and agreed as exclusively revealed. Fabrizio Romano reports that Leeds are closing in on deal to sign Sean Longstaff from Newcastle with personal terms agreed. £10 million plus £2 million add-ons proposal on the table, as The Athletic reported. Talks well underway. Again, Fabrizio Romano, this time reporting that Sunderland and Club Brugge have exchanged all documents for Christosemi Tabaloli deal. €23 million package agreed last week, and deal now sealed after medical done. Alejo Valise leaves Tottenham on loan again to join Argentinian side Rosario Central for 2025-26 season. Here play with Angel Di Maria. Arsenal and Brentford exchanged all documents last week for Christian Norgard deal. This is Fabrizio Romano, by the way. Second part of medical also completed. Contract signed, an official statement to follow. 10 million addition completed after Kepa and Martin Zubimendi waiting for Gyökeres. Anthony Elanga has travelled for the first part of his medical at Newcastle today, reports several sources, including Fabrizio Romano. Wesley Fofana said, "I'm a Chelsea player and I'm proud. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm happy here, thanks." Is that clear enough? Fabrizio Romano, or shall I say Maximin Estevin, attracted interest from several clubs this summer, but no approaches or talks with Tottenham as of yet. Spurs are currently focused on different targets at this stage. João Pedro scored in his Chelsea debut. There was no celebrations, though, because he's respecting his boyhood club in Brazil. But no, a good goal from João Pedro to open his Chelsea account. Fabrizio Romano reports that Evan Ferguson, Brighton's striker, is one of the options under consideration for AS Roma for the new striker position. AS Roma are informed on the details of a deal with Brighton, open to potential exit. Chelsea qualified for the FIFA World Cup final after winning 2-0, goal from João Pedro in the 18th minute, and another goal from João Pedro to complete the brace in the 56th minute. Fabrizio Romano says that Chelsea have now earned fee close to 80 million thanks to their FIFA Club World Cup performances, qualifying for the final. Excellent job by Maresco. It has to be said, to be fair. That's pretty impressive. Sky Sports reports that Darwin Núñez to Napoli. The Serie A side are prepared to pay 47.4 million for the Liverpool striker, according to Sky in Italy. That would be broken up into initial 43 million payment plus 4.4 million in add-ons. They are also prepared to pay up to £100,000 a week after tax, and between, should I say, €5 million and €6 million net salary per year. Tottenham Hotspur have completed the signing of Kota Takai from J1 League side Casares Frontale, the highest ever fee for a Japanese player coming from the K1 League. He's 20 years old, he's 6'4". This looks like a good bit of business from Tottenham. Promising young centre-back joins on a 5-year deal until June 2030, and Sky Sports report that the fee is around £5 million. There we go, that is all your headlines, so let's get into them, shall we? First headline that I want to go to, I think, is Norgard. I think that's a really good piece of business by Arsenal. I think maybe taking a little bit longer they would have hoped. Well, good start to the window for them. Zubimendi, trying to do Kepa, Manwake. There's a lot of deals going on for Arsenal. Probably players as they might not happen because of the amount of deals they're doing, but acting like a club with real ambition at the moment. Complete opposite to my club, Tottenham, anyway. But they're doing very well. I think it's a smart bit of business. But some would also say, and I think it'd be fair to go, maybe Brentford have got a good deal, £10 million, for someone who's like 31, or a little bit older and hasn't got long left on his contract. But I just think that Brentford will really miss him. Obviously, going to struggle to cope with the transition and the change without Thomas Frank, but to lose that experienced head in Norgard, I would have wanted him at my club, Tottenham. Not the most technically gifted, I don't think, but his experience is reliable, and I think he'll bring a lot to Arsenal team. He hasn't got the ability of maybe someone that he's replacing Thomas Partey, but I think that Norgard definitely a better person and could still offer a lot more to the team in terms of experience. Ante Langer to Newcastle, that's a really interesting deal. A lot of money, but I think he's going to be a really good player there. Longstaff leaving Newcastle, that feels long overdue. Leeds, it could be a good signing, though. Someone with Premier League experience. It'd be interesting to see how that goes. Sunderland getting deals done as well. That story of with Talabai, that's a lot, 23 million euros for Sunderland. So that's an impressive move. Valise going on loan. That does link with my club, Tottenham. Just feels a weird signing for 10 million time ago, but it feels like a loan closer to his Tottenham exit, but it might just be that he's raw and not quite ready. So time will tell with that one. Wesley Fofana's crystal clear that he wants to stay at Chelsea. That is, bang on clear. Maximine Estevin, I want to highlight him because he can play centre back or left back, but no interest and no approaches from Tottenham so far. So it looks like he'll be staying at Burnley, at least for now. We're focused on different targets. Probably the right thing to do. We've got to fit that Champions League quotas now. That's why I think players like Dennis Serkin and Kyle Walker-Peters have been linked back to the club. Yeah, Pedro, great start to his Chelsea debut, 2 goals and against his boyhood club. So it's absolutely perfect as far as he is concerned. Again, Evan Ferguson, a player that's probably long overdue to leave Brighton. I can't see him staying in the Premier League, somewhere like Italy or Spain, I reckon, to go to. Links to AS Roma. With that one, Darwin Núñez, that's interesting. I don't think Liverpool can let him go. Obviously, the horrific news of Diego Jota and the fact that Luis Diaz could also leave the club. I think they'd be very keen to keep hold of Darwin Núñez. But again, time will tell. But that is kind of all your headlines. Obviously, you've got Kota Kai. I think that's a smart bit of business from Tottenham. Time will tell whether he comes straight in and Frank will give him a chance or he'll be loaned out. But thank you very much for watching. You can follow me at HarryScarfe22 on social media. I'm football content creator, YouTuber, and podcaster, and a proud regular here at Chris Carlin's channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to his channel. But there is your Premier League news and transfer window update.